is up, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome back to the Cousin Cecil Show, episode 20 of a little fucking long haul. I didn't know, so before this week started, I was like, you know what, this is the holiday week, holiday month. Like, how bad could the news be? I don't think the news is going to be that loud, but I was wrong. So, yeah, here we are today. We're going to get you a lot of fucking news came out this week. And, we're going to start like how we do every week, what I've been playing. And I'll start off with more of a not so surprising. I tried out the PS Plus game, The Worms Rumble, and I have to say, it's pretty fun. I got a little nervous. Because there was like the PS5 generation has already started this thing of like the store like updates around midnight or something, because like Worms Rumble was available to download like at midnight the Monday before the Tuesday was free. And I had a couple red flags at the beginning because I downloaded it and tried to play like a match. Well, I played training, which is normal, all right, but then for some reason the train didn't take me back to the main menu after I was finished. I'm like, uh-oh, this ain't good. So I did the hard way, went through the main menu screen, blah, blah, blah. But then I tried to do a deathmatch on the night that it was downloading, like the night it was available. I only got one match, and it took a very long time to find the match. I'm like, uh-oh, this ain't good. But I at least can confirm I've been playing it all week, here and there, and after like the initial actual launch day, I've never had a trouble finding a match. You know, granted, I think you can have a max of 32 worms. Maybe I've had like a 27-person match, but this is a lot. Worms Rumble, let me explain that. It's just a multiplayer death match, and then there's also, when you get a higher rank of worm, you can do last worm standing, so I think it's more like a battle royale. But it's a 2D, well, I don't want to call it 2D, but like the 2.5D side-scrolling multiplayer. So it's like so there's multiple levels of the map, pretty in-depth levels too, because you can hide, like if you're going through a thing and then there's maybe like a air duct, you don't know there might be someone in there because you can't see it unless you're inside the duct for that idea of strategy. And I'm going to admit, it's pretty fun. I think everybody, especially for it's free, and I think it's probably the best time to, I think that should be the trend. I think these multiplayer games, especially when it's only multiplayer is your focus, I think they should all come out free to play, especially since, we got new consoles out, so like people are chomping at the bit for new things, because that's why I played it. I'm like, you know what? I'm playing all these PS4 games, but let's try a PS5 game, which is kind of cool, because the idea of it's not like we're gonna innovate the fucking graphics, but they use the triggers. They use the triggers of the DualSense, which is awesome. It feels good, and it is pretty fun. I have to admit, it's pretty fun. I would check out the Worms Rumble. It's free, and also like they have obviously like the cosmetic stuff you can buy, but you earn fake currency, and also the more levels you go up, unlocks more. It's kind of more like the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remasters store, where like the higher you level up, more things get to unlock, so you can buy with in-store or in-game credit. But no, it's pretty fun. I'd check it out, Worms Rumble. But another more surprising thing, which is also in the news, I've been playing Fortnite. I know people might be coming out to get my pro gamer card now, because I said it. But I've been playing Fortnite, and it's only been since Season 5, well, this week, Season 4 ended, which involved what the fuck is that Marvel's name guy? Galactus. He came to the island to try to destroy it, and then the Season 4 ending was the whole map worked together, got into battle buses, kind of like Star Wars. It's also with Marvel characters, so they had like Iron Man and shit working together, and it was fun to watch. They also kudos to using the new AC/DC album, which was a Cousin Cecil hot pick, but it was pretty entertaining to watch. And then that kind of broke Twitch for a good 30 minutes, like having 1.7 million people watching on Twitch the Fortnite ending. And they had, to my knowledge, I was told I heard 15 million active players doing that. It kind of crashed Fortnite or Twitch for a couple minutes, for an hour or something. And then they came out with a timer, blah, 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 for Season 5. And then turns out Season 5 is about the best bounty hunters of, like, the multiverse. Of, like, the multiverse of, like, any game. So, the Battle Pass is launched, and it shows, if you buy the Battle Pass, you get the Mandalorian. And I'm like, oh shit. Oh no. They're talking, because Season Pass, the Battle Passes each year, like, okay, how about that? Not Season 4. Season 3 was the one that you can get Aquaman, the Jason Momoa version, but if I'm more shocked I didn't just buy it just to have a DC skin. They've done Batman. Of course, they had the whole Marvel season. I'm just more shocked at myself, but the Mandalorian just talked to me. And also, the level 100 of the Battle Pass, you get Baby Yoda as your backpack pet. I'm like, ooh. So I took the plunge also because I was able to finagle it. I got basically the Battle Pass for $3. Well, $4. So it wasn't that bad of a dump into the thing, but they did get more money out of me. After that it launched, there was a tweet from PlayStation. It was like a radio signal, boop, 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 boop. And it had the Jonesy talking. It says, "Note to self: when you're looking through the multiverse for bounty hunters, make sure you look into the background of these people. This guy has killed gods and monsters with his bare hands with unlimited rage." Boom! They have Kratos in Fortnite. And right now, like, the internet is giving it shit because obviously they're making Kratos do all these Fortnite dances, and like, this is what we became. But it for $20 I bought a Kratos skin for Fortnite, and it's fun. I'm kind of mad because right now, which this is more into the Fortnite convos, they keep doing these updates like middle of the season, like they might have to stop and like a thing. So right now in this newest map of Fortnite, there is this big sand pit where the 0 point is shown, because after the end of Galactus's approach, he made the 0 point of the island be out in the open. Don't know what this shit is, so I'm just saying shit that they say. But around it is all sand, and then at the beginning of the week, you were able to the sand was kind of like quicksand, but in a good way. You get to hide under the sand and kind of look like a shark. Like, you don't see nobody, but you see a little hump like a cartoon. Like, you're just flying through the sand. And I was having fun doing that. That was a way for me to feel, because I'm not a builder. That's why I don't play. And I am dealing with these people that are able to, I was able to use a sniper rifle, and I shot some guy, and I was able to take his shield down, but then he's able to do a hurricane spin around with this camera, and he's making a fucking 5-star hotel with a pool to protect himself from me, where I'm just hiding from a tree by a tree. I don't know how to. I'm not that quick on building, but it's pretty fun. I don't know if it's because it's on the PS5, because again, talking to a person with the OG PS4 before, it looks beautiful. I gotta get used to some of the what is it called? The crosshairs. Because I gotta learn about how the bullets fall and from shooting them. But the Fortnite, of course, is another one that uses the DualSense. Nothing that has been since the Astrobot is like from that same potential of the DualSense. But it is great to see almost every, besides some Ubisoft games. Besides Ubisoft games, and I don't think I heard Godfall does. So besides Ubisoft games, people are using the triggers. That's awesome. And then also I heard Assassin's Creed did use the trigger or the rumbles better before the patch, but that's a whole nother story. Maybe they'll fix it. But yeah, that's basically what I've been playing. It's only been a short week, but also a little bit of a busy week. I got the holiday, the game of the year in the books. Again, right here, I'll just say it again. Thank you, Chalfie and Delvin, for jumping on and doing that. It's really cool of you. And then, but yeah, it was a fun time. Now I just got to do all the editing and get it ready for the 21st. But yeah, let's get into it and let's talk about news. with we already talked about the Fortnite ship, but there are some movie or video game stuff, but there is some big time movie news that I want to talk about. We'll start with a little one. Amazon Prime will have all 10 episodes of the final half of the final season of History Channel's Vikings on December 30th. All 10 episodes will be on there that day. You can stream them that day, and that will be the earliest way to watch that final 10 episodes, because it's going to be on the History Channel in 2021, but there's not even a date for when that's going to happen. And it's also going to be weekly. So obviously you would have to, that's 10 weeks of time compared to just watching it on Amazon Prime. So just so you guys know. And then also the showrunner Mike Hurst will be heading to Netflix to do the sequel series to the Vikings, as well as staying on the History Channel and doing a Black Plague in the 17th century of England series for History Channel. So judging by how he did Vikings, it might be pretty good for History Channel. I'm also interested to see what what happens on the final episodes of Vikings. I'm interested in seeing what he does for the Netflix series. Haley Steinfeld is Kate Bishop. She got the job, and they also saw her spotted in New York for a production of Hawkeye's Disney Plus show. They've already saw a little small clip of her, and forgot the guy who plays Hawkeye, but Hawkeye running down the stairs with her dog from the comic book. I mean, I don't know Kate Bishop as her character in comics, but judging by pictures and also her as an actress, she might be a good fit. Time will tell. Also, for another big movie news, if you don't think I was going to say it, Warner Brothers has kind of put their big dick on the table for what these streaming services should do during this pandemic granted, they did it, I think they're doing it a year too late. They should have just done it all this year and whatever. The whole movie schedule of Warner Brothers in 2021, starting this Christmas when Wonder Woman comes out, we will get the whole Warner Brothers lineup on HBO Max day and date, and it will be up on HBO Max for only 30 days. So, what is it? Here's the schedule it will be. Basically, I'm going to go down pretty quick. Like, January 29th, we're going to get The Little Things. March 5th, Tom and Jerry. March 12th, who cares about that shit? There's 2 movies in between, but I don't even know what they are. Like, April 16th, we'll have Reminiscent. But May 21st, we'll have Godzilla vs. Kong. June 4th, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. So that's The Conjuring 3. July 16th, Space Jam, A New Legacy. Suicide Squad will be day and date, August 6th. Dune, October 1st. King Richard, November 19th. And Matrix 4, December 22. These are also ones that are going to be on this plan. They're just not scheduled yet. Cry Macho, I don't know what that is. Malignant is a James Wan movie. So James Wan's the guy who did Conjuring universe, started it, and then also did Aquaman. So we'll see how that goes. Those Who Wish Me Dead, but Mortal Kombat, and then Judas and the Black Messiah. Those are still being determined when they're going to come out. Hopefully they get them closer to I hope they're like summertime, or maybe like what is it? They'll hopefully play by ear. I'm looking forward to it. I think this is a great move. I do think it is a little too late. Like, some of these movies could have happened this year and people would have been all good, because I'm not going to be a person trying to support, like, oh yeah, you guys should think about the movie theaters. AMC is dragging Warner Brothers through the dirt. They fucking bitched, AMC bitched when, what was it? Universal was doing that shit with Trolls. And they were going to do that with Fast and Furious, but then they got hazed through AMC theaters. Again, I think it's a great move. I don't know why. Well, I understand why. It's a hard world. It's a cold world for movie theaters, but people put out their points. I just want to see the movies, and I have a good experience at home, but I do get the experience of like with Wonder Woman. I just moved down to a place that has IMAX theater, and I'm like, man, that would be cool to see Wonder Woman, or even I was thinking of, so nothing can stop me, because obviously they also do day and date and also will be in theaters. So let's say in May, I think I said May, no, March, whatever fucking day I just said for King Kong versus Godzilla, I would almost want to probably go, even though it's at home, I almost would rather show my consideration and go to the IMAX theater, experience it there because it's my first time ever seeing it in an IMAX, and then go home and enjoy it for the remaining 30 days on HBO Max, because that's just how I am. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And I think kudos to HBO, and also HBO, you guys like Netflix, fucking Hulu and Disney Plus, take some notes, because like they might be the newest quote unquote streaming service, but just they having the caliber of HBO, and AT&T owns Warner Brothers, blah blah blah. I just think it's a great move, and also shows how streaming service should be used. But that's again me as a person who don't have no stock in theaters, and also just I don't care about theaters, but also I do see where it goes. I should have said this earlier. Oscar Isaac has been casted to play Solid Snake for the Metal Gear movie that is in the works. So that's pretty awesome. I think he's a great pick. People have been showing fan art. I think he would be a great Solid Snake. Granted, like, you know, always shit around, but I think he'll do pretty good. Then also, more for TV before we get into it, AEW Wrestling had a TV episode, and they were really hyping it, calling like winter is coming, and they had a change of the title. Jon Moxley lost to Kenny Omega. It was a pretty good match. Sometimes I've noticed with AEW, because I like to critique them because I love them. Some of their matches are great, and there are people praise them, but sometimes their matches, I think, get a little too long in the tooth for even just bumbling around and shit of like, oh, okay, I can't. But it was a great storyline, and also it's opening up the door for a possible versus with a different wrestling promoter, which is it's Impact, but it's making it sound like it might be Impact versus AEW, which is a kind of a, what is it right now? NXT's doing War Games and shit, so it's like their way of like combating it. We'll see how the day goes. This Wednesday, so in 2 days from when this drops, will be the shit. But the biggest thing that came out of Winter is Coming is that Sting, yep, old crow fucking looking Sting is in AEW. He has signed a multi-year deal, and this Wednesday, so in 2 days, he will speak for his first time on AEW. Because he just came out, did like his appearance, and it looked great. He came out during the Cody Rhodes, Darby Allin versus FTW team, which is Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, and it's Taz as the manager. And I don't want to say no, Luke Hobbs? Yeah, Luke Hobbs. Great guys. Great wrestling. Like, this is why AEW is great. But the idea of they're going to have Sting wrestle, and hopefully he can handle it. I think they have the right people at AEW that can make it look good. Like, you know, he's an older guy, clearly fucking old, and you know that he is going to probably need a little bit more selling in the ring. And I think they have the great people. Like, even if it ain't gonna happen, but the idea of if he wrestled Cody Rhodes is the one who can probably definitely do a well enough dance in the ring to show like, man, Sting still got it. Hoo hoo hoo. But I'm looking forward to this. It's a great thing to show that they are leaving 2020, like 2020 again. This whole podcast is going to be showing you that there are some fucking big bright lights at the end of this tunnel of 2020. And like with the WB announcement, of course we talk about news in the future, but the idea of even like a wrestling company is showing some pretty cool ideas that's going to happen in 2021. I'm looking up. I'm really happy that we're making it, and I'm also hoping we can get out of this fucking pandemic so shit can go back to normal. But yeah, basically I only got 3 more stories, and excuse me, 5 of them, but 3 of them involve Xbox. Okay. Earlier this week, apparently Microsoft acquired the esports community site of Smash.gg. Long story short, this is a organization that sets up tournaments like on their Twitter. I see Fortnite on their Twitter, multiple fighting games. But their site basically says the train's going to keep rolling, but Papa Microsoft is the secret conductor. We'll see if this, we'll see if this stops, like maybe they'll stop doing Sony-based games. I highly doubt it, but just saying, now just basically Microsoft's going to start signing checks and collecting checks for Smash.gg. And I bet money this is probably the first time my listeners even heard of that fucking website. But yeah, also this week, Xbox consoles had their November 2020 update, which gave them new dynamic backgrounds, auto HDR indicators optimized for Series X and S badges in gaming library, achievement status in the activity tab, pre-install select coming soon Game Pass titles. So that's pretty cool. I mean, of course, I wish PlayStation was a little as transparent as this. That would be a really good move for them. And also, more, not to be a bad guy, there's rumors that Xbox's big quadruple A studio, The Initiative, might be doing an episodic game for their games. They might not be making a quote unquote. I don't want to say it like that, but like they're not gonna be making like a Last of Us full story in one game. They were apparently inspired by the TV show Black Mirror and being able to just do like an episodic movie or game, which apparently, like Black Mirror, you might have a problem and solution in the same game, but then their next game might be in the same universe, but does not involve that first game. For what they're trying to sell you, Xbox, this is probably their great move. It matters and they also have a fan base that will be, I'm going to say brainwashed, but like, say this is a good move, but the idea is they're clearly doing it because they want you to keep paying for Game Pass. What's the best way to pay for Game Pass? Is keep having content coming out. So what would be a good content idea? Having a AAA studio that is focused on doing episodic shows so that you know that, hey, this month by Game Pass, next, I don't know, let's see their scheduling of how to get the shit out, but hey, it's a way to keep you on the hook of Game Pass. Teach his own for it, but hey. And then we got 2 more. This one's going to be one sad and one optimism. The first, the sad one. Casey Hudson and Mark Dara have officially left BioWare. They were, obviously Casey Hudson is the Mass Effect name behind it, and Mark is also the one behind Dragon Age. But basically they said they're leaving, they're retiring from the studio, and they said BioWare is in good hands. So they kind of put the whole fucking plate of Mass Effect, the new Mass Effect game, which was just kind of said, hey, we're working on a new Mass Effect game, which is kind of like a no-brainer. Basically, BioWare Austin is going to have a lot of shit on their plate. They're focusing on Dragon Age. They're also the ones working on Anthem 2.0. Now they're working on the Mass Effect shit. And I don't quote me, but I don't even know if is BioWare Austin also being the ones helping remaster Mass Effect trilogy that just was announced. Like, wow. It feels kind of poopy. Again, I don't know the working environment of BioWare. I don't know if they're just push come to shove, but Casey said they kind of looked at it like basically COVID kind of fucked it all up for him. Well, like, he didn't say these words directly like that, but the idea how I interpreted it was, maybe it's really shitty as a game for a director, especially for him, to be at home, like in that area of like you're at home, but then you have to stay away from your family because you're working, and then as a game director, you're probably Zoom calling this, Zoom calling that, fucking emails here. Like it's probably way better to be in a hands-on, or at least in the office, cubicle style maybe maybe is what broke the camel's back. So I wish both of them good luck. I wish also BioWare Austin luck, and also I hope they get paid right for all this shit falling onto their plates. But also, here I'm going to transition it like this because I've been learning. Casey Hudson said if they did return back to the game industry for him, because they quote unquote retired, maybe it's their way to get out of a contract or something. He said he would come back maybe as like more of a smaller like indie studio. So another story that came out, look at that transition. I didn't know this. Sony Japan had 3 people leave the studio. 1 before, and then these 2 have just joined him. But the original, hold on, let me read it all how I wrote it. The former original Silent Hill director, who's been with Sony Japan for 20 years, has left. And the director of The Last Guardian / Puppeteer have left Sony Japan. And they joined, I can't remember. They joined the person who made Gravity Rush to make this new game studio called Bokeh Game Studio, Bokeh Game Studio. I just want to keep the optimism out there because, okay, so there's a new game studio that has the director of Silent Hill, the original one, people who worked on the director of Gravity Rush and the director of Puppeteer / Last Guardian, all under the same umbrella, and now they get to make a game that they probably want to. So I'm looking forward to maybe this is definitely going to be a 3, maybe 4-year thing before we see anything. Maybe they do something really small. We'll see. But yeah, Bokeh Game Studios. But yeah, that was, I sound like I had a lot of fucking news, but I think I fired away, as you can see by timing. But yeah, this was a pretty short and sweet, good week. This week's hot picks, at least I'll have at least more descriptive talking for these. Comics, Daredevil. Right now you can go pick up, where is it? I think I just looked at it. I think it's Daredevil 25, which is already out, but it's starting the storyline of Matt Murdock is about to start a 2-year sentence for unintended manslaughter. I'm sorry for spoilers if you're trying to do new like that, but the idea, this is how I'm going to pitch you the idea of why you should maybe pick it up, and then if you like it, you can nothing stops you from buying trade paperbacks because we're on issue 25. You can probably get 1 through 12 for $18-20 through a trade paperback, so you can at least get caught up while you're waiting for these, because these are only monthly. Again, this ain't Matt Murdock's first time in jail, and this ain't the first time while he's in jail somebody else has taken the mantle of Daredevil. Like they've had Iron Fist before, or even Black Panther has been the man with no fear. But this time around is going to be Elektra. So we're going to have a female Daredevil. And then what made me interested is IGN made it sound like it could be a real 2-year real-time prison sentence for Matt Murdock. So that's 24 issues with Elektra as Daredevil. And I like to hear when that shit happens. I like when I don't say it because, again, this may not happen because they can always flip it around. But I like when they commit to a plan. So hey, new reader, you might want to jump into Daredevil because of we're doing this storyline. But don't worry, we're not going to flip the storyline maybe in 4 issues. You're going to have a 2-year window of reading Daredevil as this situation. Matt Murdock's in prison. Elektra's out there resisting the way of killing as an assassin, but she's just now going to try to be a good Daredevil. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. And then for TV, I wish everybody to go watch Euphoria, the special that's on HBO Max. Like the Christmas special. I don't call it Christmas special, but part 1 is called Rue, which is the I can't remember her name. Zendaya, her character, and it was beautifully made. I don't want to call it a one-shot, but like the idea of it was Christmas Eve in the storyline, And she meets up with Ollie, her sponsor, because if you don't know what Euphoria is, Euphoria involves, she's a teenage like drug addict, and I want to keep it like that because I said I had the most vaguest way of explaining that show. But she was talking with her sponsor, and what was beautiful is it was literally a whole 50-minute conversation of a proper back and forth of some real shit talking. When I say shit talking, the idea of like some real crap of like, they talk about death. They talk about, like just, you know what I mean? The way of like how a good conversation of trying to get your point across to a person who might not want help as a sponsor, or the idea of trying to tell your sponsor your outlook on life, why you do it. It was really beautifully done. And, it was so well done that it felt for me like if 2020 needed a nail in the coffin to show, like I've been saying this whole podcast, like, get over this year, we're going to get stronger than ever, blah, blah, blah. Like, that episode was really well done. They even, I don't want to spoil it, but there's a great point in view of like, you know how sponsors with drugs involve God? She brought up a counterpoint so well. Well, not, you know what I mean? It was written so well that you're like, wow, she just really rallied that conversation back to his pocket. And it took, you know, and then an event happened, which I call it an event, but I don't want to spoil it. So an event happened, and he bounced back in and said, you know what? And boom, hit her with the other thing again. It was just so well done for a conversation with points of like, you know, you're wrong. No, I'm, you know, flip-flopping in a good way. I suggest everybody should go watch it. And then also, I would first say watch the whole season. Stick with me, I'm going to say it. But if you just want to watch a great conversation to end 2020, you can watch that special, because during the special of the special episode, it will kind of give you a small overshadow of what happened in that season. So you're not going to leave that episode a little in the shadows of like, man, wonder what's her baggage. But you could also treat this as an episode that gives you like, you watch this first and then you can go back to season 1 and go, oh, so that's what happened. And now I understand even more. Like it was written so well. I was very amazed. Kudos to the whole crew on that episode. Euphoria special part 1 episode Rue, like the idea. And the music from Greta Van Fleet, Age of Machines. Greta Van Fleet is a is a rock band from Michigan. And I think I wanted to give them a little shout, which they don't fucking listen to this, but the idea of when I was working for the casino up north, I got to go to a summer festival with their food truck. And during a break, we got to, you know, walk around, and we went to one of the concert pavilions, and there was this band playing Led Zeppelin covers. And like the oldest kid during that time, because I can remember like that, the oldest kid was 21 years old. There were 18-year-olds, and the idea of we're in 2000s and hearing Led Zeppelin still being played and respected was great. Year and a half later, that band has a record deal. They've been being praised. You've heard their first single, which I can't remember, was I want to say in Borderlands 3, in at least the advertisements. And I can't remember what other movie, but yeah, Greta Van Fleet, Age of Machines. And then, yeah, thank you guys for listening. Again, follow me on Twitter at MikeFowler93. Twitch.tv/Cousin Cecil. CUZNCISEAL. Also on Instagram, Cousin Cecil. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. That was pretty quick, huh? Episode 20 in the books. And you guys go have fun. Enjoy your family. Until next time, be good to each other. And peace.